Ito po ngayon sa Cheza CEO.
Medyo busy lang lately kasi meron kami mga for turnover na projects na may ongoing kami, and then meron na rin kaming for starting na rin. So medyo iniikutan lang namin because to make sure yung proper implementation and proper turnover, kasi we need to turn it over to the LGU. And medyo malalaki kasi yung mga proyekto namin recently, like STDP, mga Borham Park, yung mga ganyan. So among hyperbaric chamber, so kasama yun sa mga projects namin. And then mga tourism rest areas, tourism information centers, ano pa ba, mga solar street lights namin sa mga tourism destination, floating docks namin, Esplanade, among the others.
So paano kayo nag-adjust po dito po sa as COO of Cheza?
Actually, hindi naman nag-adjust because I've been in this position since 2008 up to 2015 yata. And then nag-resume ako na reappoint ako in 2021 ulit. So up to now. So medyo familiar naman with the job, but when I returned, nung na-reappoint ako, medyo marami lang trabaho because negative yung during the pandemic yan eh. So medyo negative yung finances ng office. When they presented it to me, I think it was negative 98 on the financial. So down na down yung opisina, lockdown lahat because I know you are all well aware na ang travel tax ang main funding namin. So that's the collection of 1620. 50% goes to us in our office, 40% goes to CHED, and 10% goes to NCCA, which is National Commission on Culture and the Arts. So because since walang travel during that time, during the lockdown pandemic, so wala rin kaming income. So, and we cannot rely on our other facilities like yung Banawi Hotel namin kasi lockdown nga, walang pwede, di ba? So there's nothing. So doon sumadsad yung opisina, so we have to recalibrate and options from work from home during that time, so the pandemic na. So ngayon medyo okay na because since 2024 we were already pre-pandemic figures. So naibalik na namin yung dating ano man yung during that 2019 below pre-pandemic. So nalampasan na namin for 2025 collection. We were more than 1 billion higher than the 2019 collection.
May mga key projects po ba kayo na tinututukan?
Yes, yung baka narinig nyo yung issue with El Nido right now. The black thing na lumabas.
Yes,
I saw it on the news also. So, yung STDP nila, kami na ang magpopondo at mag-implement because they really need it. Actually, we already mentioned it to the LGU last year, way back in 2022, that they need to upgrade that facility, and we're hoping to help them. But unfortunately, it was not the direction that was chosen by the LGU during that time. But now they realize that we are correct in stating that addressing that issue urgently. So now, hoping by next week, lumabas na yung term of reference, and then we already approved that budget for the expansion of the sewage treatment facility. So kami kasi, we can give that like in Boracay, di ba? So and then we get a private partner to operate yung mga ganyan like Manila Water. So who has the expertise to operate on those kind of projects. Yun yung mga malalaki namin. Borham Park, rehabilitation is there, as I mentioned a while ago. And then aside from those, yung malalaki pa namin projects, yung rehabilitation ng 10 domestic terminals. Kasi ka-up approaches and ask us funding support because wala daw silang budget as of now. So kami yung magpo-fund ng rehabilitation ng 10 domestic airports, which is namely Zamboanga City Airport, Pagadian, Butuan, ano pa ba? Siargao is included. Siargao, Rojas, Tuguegarao, in Cagayan Valley, and then Ilocos Norte. Alin pa ba yung 3 nandun ko sa aking listahan? So, but technically, those are the 10 na nasa listahan namin. And the project would be total rehabilitation of domestic airports, and together with the gang chair, pull carts, push carts, pati yung wheelchairs, air conditioning, TV monitors, kailangan yung FISD system, plus yung pagtanggal ng pagpalit ng color coding scheme. Kasi if you travel in domestic airports, makikita mo may yellow, red, and blue. Blue for PAL, yellow for Cebu Pacific, and red for Air Asia. So gusto namin baguhin yung concept na lagay na lang yung pangalan sa likod para maganda at saka more on Filipino yung attack, yung aspect ng concept.
Thank you, Bernard of My Movie World.
Yes.
Next po na magtatanong, Nazamel Tabares of Pelikula Mania.
You recently visited Naga po. So, ano po yung purpose ng pagpunta niyo po? Ano po yung mga ginawa niyo? Ano yung mga aasahan ng mga taga-Naga at mga turista sa
Three things yung pakay ko for Naga. First, we have to check yung hotel na iniregister namin as Tourism Enterprise Zone, so which is pinuntahan namin. Second, I had to talk to Mayor Lenny to discuss yung request yung project sa amin, which is Mount Isarog, which we already board approved on our end. So we discussed the details, the plans and everything. So that's the second one objective ko when I visited Naga. Third was to inspect the Peña Francia Museum na kami rin ang gumagawa, which is the one in front of the Peña Francia Church. So ongoing na yan, patapos na, isisimulan na. We're hoping by September or later this year matapos na siya at pakinabangan na at ma-turn over na namin sa Basilica. So those are the three things, and then the fourth one, actually I have a event also to attend which was I was invited as their guest of honor and speaker in Pasacao, nearby next town to malapit sa Naga. So yun yung objective namin, Pasacao. Taga doon kayo. Yeah, I think there was a festival, yung summer festival nila, di ba? So nandun ako, I was invited by the mayor. So I think I'll be coming back to Pasacao in August because we have to groundbreak yung green municipality nila, plus they also have the festival talaga in August.
So, nagiging hotspot na rin po yung Naga now sa recent ang daming mga news, mga festivals na bago sa Naga. Ano pong masasabi mo dun sa achievements ng Naga Amber New Year?
Of course, okay naman, very new, very inspiring yung mga accomplishment ni Mayor Lenny. But of course, continuous development pa rin ang kailangan. As we discussed during our meeting, there are a lot of things to be done, and including the airport also was also mentioned in our discussion. So isa rin yun sa ilalapit for CAAP, DOTR, for upgrades of the terminal, and then for the expansion of the runway. I think isa rin sa objective kasi hindi nagtutuloy-tuloy yung biyahe because of masyadong maliit yung runway yata. So I think that's the issue. So na-mention sa akin ni Mayor Lenny yun, and plus the revival of, I think, the Bicol Express and the rehabilitation of the Maharlika Highway. Those are the things because nahihirapan yata ang Luna, and especially those are the issues on the concern ng tourists, paano ang accessibility ng Naga when it comes to tourists coming from either other country or even going from other provinces, whether by airplane, by car, or by train. So medyo mahirap. I think yun yung you're well aware of that situation. You're from there. So
Important projects.
Sir Mark, merong explosive na tanong si RM.
Yes.
Ala.
Natatakot naman ako sa explosive na tanong.
Sir, recently po kasi sa TikTok, yung algorithm po lumalabas po yung line po ninyo na saging lang may puso. Ano po masasabi ninyo na napapanood po siya ulit sa line po? Nabuhay ulit, sir.
Parang nakalimutan ko na hawata. But to be honest, when we were shooting that, yung sinushoot namin yung eksena yun, ayoko siyang gawin eh. Actually, last day na nga namin yata si Newton. Kasi nahihiya ako. But anyway, as being an actor, being professional, syempre, I have to do it. That's my job. So, I think nag-trending yata. Even before, nag-trending siya dati. Pero hindi pa ganyan ka full blown ng social media during that time. I think on YouTube pa lang siya ng mga time na yun. Hindi naman Friendster, may Facebook. Bata-bata pa naman namin. So may Facebook na. So yun, happy part na nakakapagpasaya ako sa tao kasi tumatawa sila when they see it. But it was an iconic line and it was even, ang tawag dito, hiniram pa sa akin. They even asked permission to borrow it for some of the sitcoms yata na ginagawa. Blessing din, in another way, salamat po dun sa pagkakataon na yun, at tumatak yun. So at least there's something on the other side na makikita. At let's go, kung alam nyo lang ang nung sinushoot talaga namin yun. Sa harap pa siya na simbahan.
Sir, one last naman din for me. Yun nga po, recently din nakita, lumabas po kayo sa Batang Quiapo. How was it working na din po with Coco Martin? And then may mga upcoming pa pang offer po to do an action teleserye.
Yes, actually during my break in 2015 up to 2021, we were invited by Direk Coco to join Provinciano during that time. So by that time nag-Provinciano muna kami. Kaming dalawa ng tatay ko, so si Senator Lapid. And then itong huli, we were also asked if we can join Batang Quiapo. So which we did na naman. And then now, I was asked by Direk Coco to join Sigabo also. So nakapag-taping na rin naman kami for Sigabo, which is I think yung June 22.
On 22.
So, medyo paspasan din yung taping nila. So ayun, so now, kasama rin ako sa Sigabo for this upcoming June 2022, new series, Coco Martin.
Congrats, sir. Mamaya ulit ako. So, next po.
Yes,
ma'am.
Since nalalapit na po yung Father's Day, gusto na ko lang malaman, how is your relationship with your father, Senator?
Okay naman. It's a normal, typical father-son relationship. But we're more, kanina kasama ko lang siya. So, we're trying to discuss current situations na nangyayari. And trying to update him also what are the feedbacks and the consensus of majority of what's happening. So, for his information and knowledge also. Pero it's a normal father and son relationship. Magtatay kami kasi yun naman siya naman yung model ko eh, di ba? So, siya yung tinitignan ko lagi. Kasi, of course, lahat nung batikos sa kanya, hindi siya nag-aaral, hindi nag-i-English, hindi nagsasalta. Chairman daw siya ng Committee on Silent, di ba? So, of course, those things are, tumatagos din sa amin. So, but, it's part of his job. And we understand that as kami rin, ako as a politician din. So it's part of our job, kasama yan, but of course as a son. So ang lagi naman niyang binabanggit sa akin is, sa amin magkakapatid is, so we already know kung ano yung pagkukulang, ano yung mga kailangan, ano yung dapat. So baka on our end, through us, as our tatay, tatay namin, bilang magulang namin, so through pagsusumikap niya, so maiayos namin, mapunuan namin yung kanyang pagkukulang, which I think we did naman. That's why nung gumraduate ako noong 2024 on my doctoral degree sa Pamantasan Lungsod ng Manila, so I told him na regalo ko to sa iyo. This is my gift to you as you ask us. Kasi di ba sinasabi nga nila kung meron man daw pwedeng ipamana. Sinasabi niya sa akin yun lagi. So kung meron man akong pwedeng ipamana sa'yo na hindi pwedeng kunin ng ibang tao sa'yo, yan yung edukasyon. Ang lupa pwedeng kunin yan, ang kotse, ang damit, ang lahat, bahay, pwedeng kunin lahat yan. Except yung edukasyon mo at saka yung moral values mo. Diba? So I was asking him, baka pwedeng niyang i-file yung pagbabalik ng GMRC ulit sa mga local kasi parang nawala na yon we're in the generation na
Yes.
I think it will strengthen the core values of tayong mga Pilipino, di ba? So, tayo laging tinitignan kung anong grade mo dun sa GMIC, di ba? Hindi ka mataas sa ibang academics ano mo, but yung GMIC mo titignan because that's your moral standard, yeah? That describes you as a person kung sino ka ba. So I think yun yung isa sa gusto niyang i-file na bill ulit, na maibalik talaga sa part of the curriculum ng mga estudyante. Especially now na we all know na with the social media, minsan di ba yung accessibility is very open. So medyo kailangan din magabayan yung mga kabataan po natin. And me, myself, as a father also, may anak din ako. So those are the things na binabantayan ko rin. Making sure na yung mga anak ko magabayan ko. But of course, by not restricting them or depriving them of the privilege na what they have now. Because I was telling them when I was young, I only have 5 channels to choose. Yung TV, iniikot pa, di ba? So, my time to watch only yung oras ng panonood ko is I think 5 to 6 lang. Which is yun yung anime time. Nalala mo, doon lumalabas yung Voltes 5, yung Voltron. Doon lang, between that time. Kasi yun yung pag-uwi mo ng eskwelahan, di ba? So, yung 5 to 6, doon ka lang manonood. Kasi pag apak ng 6, news na, sila na. Di ba? After ng 6, basketball na, PBA na. After ng basketball, matulog ka na kasi may pasok ka pa bukas. So, yun lang ang time na pwedeng manood. So, you only own one channel. Depende kung anong anime o cartoons ang gusto mong palabasin. Whether batibot pa yan, ng dating time na yan, di ba, mga pinapanood. So, yun. So, now, syempre, they're very fortunate. Ang daming access. Everything. But, of course, kailangan pa rin silang gabayan para sa future na maganda. Hindi naman pwedeng too much liberated din sila kasi mahihirapan sila sa adjustment.
Thank you, amazing Jean. Next na magtatanong,